Linda Mandir in Denver, Colorado, and at this current location, Shiva Sai Mandir, also in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit, and thank you so much for joining me for Victory Day celebration for Chaitra, that is Spring Navaratri 2024. We're beginning with kind of a soft start right now as people come in. We'll be doing our formal fire puja. It's the 10 Mahavidyas beginning at 7. Begin by having everybody who's currently here introducing themselves. So I'm going to pan the camera over, and namaste. You are?
Hi, I'm Robert.
Hello, Robert.
Hello, everyone. Channing here.
Channing.
Hi, Kieran.
Kieran. Jane and Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. And the door's already opening with more people. And online, who do we have via Zoom?
We have Suzanne.
Suzanne, welcome. So, hopefully we might get a little bit of bhajan starting. Things will be kind of low key until we begin the fire puja. So relax, sit tight, and again, come. Okay, coconuts. Again, just having flowers.
Hi. Yeah, how are you?
Well, if anybody wants to get any tea or anything. That sounds fire, actually.
Is that chair for Kim?
The chair is for Mother Divide.
Could be Kim, we don't know.
Mother can come in many different forms.
I wanted to thank you for the beautiful bhajan that you wrote. That was incredible.
Roscoe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, really, quite a highlight of
Roscoe
the
sounds a
whole
lot like
thing for
Rascal.
me.
Okay,
And
that's good to know.
he is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
You don't do that much?
I've done a little bit in my past, but I haven't done it. It's probably the first thing I've written in 15 years.
Oh, and my name's Kieran.
Is what?
Kieran.
Kieran, and you've been with this for a while, right? Or
Yes.
around?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I'm Nate.
Nate.
Yes.
Kieran met my parents before I was glimmering my dad's eye.
Oh, okay.
I knew Kim when she was 19.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
That's how old she was when I first met.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, Kieran will be a name I can remember easily because Kir is my favorite food.
Oh, okay.
So, just getting the altar set up over here. Flowers, also known as puja poses. We are getting prasad and ghee.
This weather, it was summer the other day, and now it's fall.
Right, that's what I keep saying. I keep, naming the season that it is rather than where we are.
Yeah, it was a confusing day.
Very.
What, did the sun come out down here?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, it's been overcast all day. We had some flakes, actually.
I thought I saw something when I was, getting ready to come down.
Yeah, there were flakes like mid-morning.
Do you work from home?
You were
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great.
It's hybrid, and
Oh.
during the COVID times, it leaned real heavily into remote. And then I noticed this point where everybody was sick of it and they didn't want to Zoom anymore. So these days it leans more heavily towards the person.
And where's that?
The office is just off of I-5 and Iliff, or Evans, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, so not far.
Yeah. No, it's
And
an
we're
easy
coming
drive.
in, but
Yeah.
namaste to Kim, who's joining online. We'll be just coming together right now. We'll be getting together with our puja at 7. Yeah. And we've got both coconuts.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello there.
Sorry. Someone sitting here? No. Is that okay? Yeah. I don't know if you want that. It was on this chair and I didn't want it, so. I'll hug it. Okay, here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come here. He's a Nepali student at DU who has been coming recently. He's only in town for a little while, and then he's off to go seek his fortune in the wide, wide world as he's graduated. But he's not on our mailing list and stuff, so I let him know. He's working on cooking something for the potluck. Nate, do you have any interest in serenading us a little bit?
I could do that.
Sounds good to me.
I can bring a little drum into the mix here.
And I'll pan the camera around.
I can get them. Are they behind the chairs?
Oh, they're back in Bob's room.
Oh.
Underneath that.
Oh, those? Oh,
Yeah. I don't.
We
Trying
don't
to
need
think
it.
of.
We may not need them.
We don't need it. We can wing it.
And
Go with the flow.
zoom this
What we know.
out a bit and focus. Please bear with me.
And I know
There we
that
are.
Stephanie. Kieran, you lovely. Thank you. You look, I love all your colors. Oh, thanks.
And I think I need a noisemaker. Yeah. Oh, and another thing I need.
Anandamayi Mama, Anandarupa Mama, Anandamayi Mama, Anandarupa Mama, Ajamana Mama, Ajamana Mama, Hey Mata Kali, hey Mata Durga. 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 Hey Mata Kali, hey Mata Durga.
Mata Kali, Jai Mata Everybody together. Hey, Mata Kali, hey, Mata One more time. Hey, Mata Kali, hey, Mata Shema, Shema Kali, Shema Kali, Shema.
I'll try to do another Ma chant here, but I need words for this one. I apologize if this is out of. And this is Oh Mama, Oh Mama, Oh Mama. Just do some rolling rounds. Om Shanti
Shanti, Shanti. Jai Ma. It was lovely. Thank you.
So we'll start the ceremony in 10 minutes. So if there's anything else you be comfortable with the ceremony, get drink water, tinkle, anything like that. Get a juice box.
The juice box. He's picking stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, I was going to say something in regards to that. I'm going to be honoring each of the 10 Mahavidyas. And we've got that lovely altar there, and somebody brought some just some beautiful red roses in that bowl. How the puja is going to work.
Here, everybody. Randy. You're there.
Pardon me, everyone. We just had some dogs who were very interested in a bowl of melted ghee.
That's Moscow's favorite.
I think I'm going to move that out of the way for the moment.
Where's my snack?
Yeah. So how the puja will work is do the usual cleansings and invocations. During the cleansing phase, if I could get a volunteer to spritz everybody with some rose water.
I'll do that.
Okay, we've got Sarah to do that. And the other thing is I'm going to do an invocation for each of the Mahavidyas using their Gayatri mantra. And then we'll do 9 repetitions of their seed syllable. And that's while I'm giving offerings, ghee offerings, in fact, to the fire, which the dog almost got, kind of like Ramakrishna and the cat. But during that time, the Mahavidya altar show. Someone could light the candle for that Mahavidya and leave one of those red roses for her. Do we have a lighter up there that we could use for that?
And you're going to start from this side and come around this
Right, so you're going around clockwise. Jeshel, for those of us who have that background, not Widdershins. And excellent. Okay. So I'd like to actually start by sharing an introduction to the Mahavidya goddesses, the 10 great wisdom goddesses. And I'm going to be sharing with you an excerpt from my upcoming book, Kali Meditation, book 5, on the 10 great wisdoms. So before we begin, go around the circle behind and then introduce their order. Starting there, if you could maybe stand up just a little bit, and there we go.
I'm Serafina.
Hi, and then next is
Audrey and friend.
Audrey and friend.
Derek,
Derek,
Robert,
Robert, Nate and wonderful music. I am.
Channing?
Kieran?
Kieran, Stephanie, and
Marianne.
Marianne.
Sarah.
Coming around. There's Sarah, other Sarah, and
Jane.
Jane, and
Jane.
also Jane. And for those, I think everyone on YouTube at least probably knows me, but this is Yamajit of Tridevi Chamunda Mandir, and I'm broadcasting live from Shiva Sai Mandir. Blessed Navaratri and Blessed Victory Day. This is the day in which for 9 nights the Divine Mothers have been slaying our inner demons, and tonight we are celebrating their victory. So before I begin the reading, I'm going to pan the ground again to our altar, and I'll be moving the camera a little bit later when we finish the mantras and the offerings to these different forms of the Divine Mother, and give everybody a chance to meditate. Those who are joining live on YouTube, I'd also that would include Kim and Jamie. Anybody else joining live right now, please feel free to say hello using the chat function on the bottom of the screen. And then on Zoom we have Suzanne.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome and Namaste. Blessed Navaratri and Jai Mata Di. So, Chapter 2. Introduction to the Dasha Mahavidyas. The 10 Mahavidyas. The term Mahavidyas is derived from the Sanskrit roots of Maha, which means great, and Vidya, meaning wisdom. The word Dasha, meaning 10. This work, therefore, discusses the 10 great wisdoms personified manifestations of the Divine Mother. Therefore, the Dasha Mahavidyas, great wisdoms, are actually 10 aspects of the Devi, or the Divine Mother, in Hinduism, whose worship and devotion constitute the branch of Hinduism known as Shaktism or Shakta. These goddesses of wisdom personify a broad spectrum of divine forces, ranging from the most peaceful to the most wrathful forms of the Divine Mother. In other words, these wisdoms exist as Ma Devi's subhalities. In many ways, the Shakta movement can be traced back to the civilization of the Indus Valley, circa 3,500 to 1900 BC, where in the early cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, numerous female figurines have been discovered. These statuettes probably constituted the powers of nature and the fertility in female form. From roughly 500 to 1300 CE, Shaktism reached its zenith during the development of Tantra, where the practices of bhakti yoga, that is devotional sadhana, were refined within the practice of Shaktism. Important Hindu scriptures such as the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, especially its 7th book, which is known as the Devi Gita, discusses several paths of worship and devotion as valid approaches to asanas or tantras, among which is the Todala Tantra. And this is the earliest description of wisdoms. The 10 goddesses. In the path of Shakta, the Divine Mother is jointly worshipped as a combination of 10 different cosmic personalities. In other words, she is seen as one with 10 different faces or frequencies. There are other collections of the divine feminine as well, including the Sri Chakra Yantra, whose angles and triangles and lotus petals represent a different form of femininity. There's the 8 eyes with 5 senses. Secondly, these collections provide something with an option for the individual devotee choosing a goddess form to whom one feels attracted in this approach. There are many roads to the source. Mahavidyas, the Divine Mother manifests herself in the following 10 forms. Number 1, Kali, the dark devourer of time, who is regarded as the very essence of Brahman, the supreme self or universal consciousness. This dark mother is worshipped as the supreme deity of Kali Kula, the Kali fellowship lineage of Tantra. Tara, the guiding star, the compassionate goddess who saves, guides, and protects. She offers her devotees the ultimate knowledge necessary for spiritual liberation. Lalita Tripura Sundari, she is also known as Sudashi, and is regarded as the one who is the most beautiful in the 3 worlds. She is Ma Kali in the form of a 16-year-old girl, and is worshipped as the central deity of the Sri Yantra. Bhuvaneshwari, this goddess is the nurturing and healing mother of the whole world, and the universe is her body. Bhairavi, the wrathful goddess who dwells in cremation grounds, she shares her wisdom with those who can let go of their fears. Chinnamasta, the self-decapitated goddess, the 3 streams of blood from her neck feed her 2 daughters as well as herself, and represent the 3 major energy channels of the body, the Ida, Pingla, and Shushumna nadis. Dumavati, the elderly widow goddess, she is Shakti without a Shiva. She has consumed him. Baglamukhi, the goddess who is the slayer of falsehood and ignorance. She is associated with justice, the legal system, political leadership. This wisdom goddess is also called upon for overcoming addictions. And by the way, up here on the wall, I'm going to pan the camera around again. I happen to have a very large Baglamukhi yantra that was painted by our dear Nafia. Back to the altar. There we go. Bear with me. There. Matangi, Ma Kali in the form of the goddess Sarasvati, the creative principle. Matangi, Ma Kali in the form of Ma Lakshmi. I meant to say Kamla. Is that last one? Mahabhagavata, the Mahavidyas manifested as the result of an argument between Shiva and Sati. The earlier Sati's father, Daksha, disapproved of her marriage to Lord Shiva, whom she regarded as an unsuitable husband for his daughter. Daksha organized a great yagya in which she invited the gods except these goddesses jointly subdued Shiva's resistance, and Sati traveled forth to attend and disrupt this sacrificial ritual. In another legend, Shiva and Parvati were believed to have played numerous love games with each other. On one such occasion, a miscommunication resulted in an argument, with Shiva threatening to walk out on Parvati. The goddess tried to convince Shiva not to leave, but he refused to listen to her and began to walk away. Ma Parvati then assumed 10 different forms of herself, each facing one of the 10 directions. As a result, Shiva was unable to escape from her, and he was confronted by one or another of her forms, no matter which direction he turned. In the end, Shiva realized the true degree of their eternal love for one another, and also that his Shakti's power was much superior to his own. From his encounters with each of her forms, the Lord came to learn an essential truth. This is why these 10 aspects of the Devi are called the Mahavidyas, the great goddesses of wisdom. Like Shiva, we face these same truths through our lives. The Mahavidyas of the goddesses who collectively guide us, inspiring us to search and discover those divine presences lying dormant within ourselves. And then that brings us into chapter 3, which through this Navaratri series, I've been honoring one goddess at a time these last 9 nights. But I'd like to jump to the end of that chapter. This is what comes after the description of the individual goddesses. So what does it all mean? Ultimately, the goal of our spiritual workings is moksha, liberation. Tantric philosophy encourages us to challenge, face our fears, and look beyond our comfort zones, all for the purpose of realizing the divine presence within ourselves and in all things. Through this process, we join with the divine in a co-creative role, making decisions and acting in ways that are most harmonious. In times of distress, we call upon Ma to see us through the darkness, Kali. She provides us with some form of guidance, Tara. When we begin to follow to the world around us, Chinnamasta, we receive wisdom through this process and begin to prioritize what is important in our lives, discriminate truth from falsehood, and we discover the causes in which to apply our talents as we take active roles, creating change and facilitating balance. That's Dhumavati and Baglamukhi. Challenge conventional ideas, find solutions, and teach others, Matangi, and therefore become instruments of the divine in the world. Ma Kamla. Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
So we got our water spritzer.
Yes.
Go ahead and take my seat. The bowl of ghee. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Vistam Yutopiva Yashmade Pandari Kaksham Sabya Byantara Sushi Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Vistam Yutopiva Yashmade Pandari Kaksham Sabya Byantara Sushi. So I invite you to make yourselves comfortable. Those of you joining online, I invite you to look upon your screen with a relaxed gaze. Let's begin by taking some time. Matter for Navaratri. Letting go of the cares of yesterday, of tomorrow. Upon this present moment. Our breath and attention on our hearts closest to the things around. And remembering any intentions that we set for not others. Calls for healing or resolution. You're taking a very major step in making that intention, that sankalpa, a reality. our practice. 3 beach mantras, 3 seats, really the divine clean in all over. So nice deep inhalation. Inhale, Reem. Clean. Clean. Om Shuklam Bharadam Vishnum Seshivanam Shatuvish Prasnavanam Dayat Sabadigno Pasantaye Ma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guru Ve Namah Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Udvadukameva Bandhanan Michur Mukshiyamamritahat. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapalini Urgashama Shatri Svasvadagate Devi Kalaratri Namostute Jema Devi
Jema Devi.
Jema
Kali.
Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche. I invite you to join. Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundaye. Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aing Chamundaye Viche. Haram Sadama Santam Hridayam Karunavataram Sarasaram Bhujagendra Saitam Namami Kapuragodam Karunavatam Sarasaram Bhujagendra Haram Sada Santam Hridayara Vinde Devam Sida Matara Matakirasya Tvasida Vishvesvara Pe Vishvam Tvamishwara Devi Chachala Charasya Prasida, Prasida Matada Jagata Kilasya, Prasida Vishvesvara Te Vishvam, Tvam Ishwara Devi, Chachara Charasya, Kapura Goram Karanavataram, Samsara Saram Bhujagendra Haram, Sada Santam Hridayara Vinde, Vivam Bivani Saitam Namami, Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida, Prasida Matada Jagata Kilasya, Prasida Vishvesvada Te Vishvam, Tvam Ishwara Devi, Chachara Charasya, Om Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Svaha, Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Svaha, Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Svaha. We honor the goddess Kali, darkness and infinity. Om Mahakalye cha vidmahe Smashinavasi prachodayat. Jai Ma Kali. Kali's mantra is Om Krim Namah. Meshvari Dimai Samotano prachodayat. Jai Ma Sodashi. Jai Ma Sodashi. Jai Ma Sodashi. Om Aing Klim Sao. Om Aing Klim Sao. Om Aing Klim Sao. Om Aing Sao. Om Aing Klim 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 Sao. Om Aing Sao. The Divine Mother. Mae Bhuvaneshvari Mai Prachodayat. Jai Ma Bhuvaneshvari.
Jai Ma Bhuvaneshwari.
Jai Ma Bhuvaneshvari. She is the mother. Om Vairoshinye cha vidmahe Chinnamastaye cha dhimahi Tano Devi prachodayat. Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
And Chinnamasta's mantra is Om Hum Namah. Om Hum Namah. Om Hum Namah. Om Hum Namah. Om Hum Namah.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma Chinnamasta.
Jai Ma
Vati, the widow. Through her, we learn and gain the courage to let go of those things which are no longer useful to us. Om Dumavataye Chadimaye Samhadanye Chadimai Tano Duma Prachodayat. Jema Dumavati.
Jema Dumavati.
And Dumavati's mantra is Om Dum Namah. 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 Om Dum Namah Namah.
Dumavati.
Jema Dumavati.
Jema Dumavati.
Jema Ma Baglamuki. Baglamuki. Satam Binye Chadimai.
Baglamuki.
Baglamuki's mantra is Om Rim. Om Rim Namah. Namah. Om Rim. Om Rim Namah. Om Rim Namah. Om Rim Namah. Teacher, the honor, the artist, the creativity, Makali in the form, the mother of Saraswati. Om Matangaye Chat Uchta Sandaye Nivi Prachodai Tayat Jema.
Jema.
Matangi's mantra is Om Aing Namah. 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 Jema. Jema in the form of Lakshmi. Om Mahavidye Dimai Kamla Prachodayat Jema Kamla.
Jema Kamla.
Mantra is Om Srim Namah. Om Namah. Om Srim Namah. Srim Namah. Om Srim Namah. Om Srim Namah. Om Shri Namah. Om Shri Namah. Om Shri Namah. Om Shri Namah. Jai Ma Kamala.
Jai Ma Kamala.
So I invite you now to chanting the Nivarna mantra, very powerful mantra. Join us around the two coconuts. And as we chant the mantra, I invite you to place a coconut on your third eye. Think about your sankalpa for Navaratri, putting that intention into the coconut, and then pass it on to someone else. And then when we're through the mantra, we'll take the coconuts outside and break them and release our intentions to the universe. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. 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 Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye. Om Aim Klim Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Chamundaye Viche. Chamundaye Viche. Om Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Klim Chamundaye. Om Aim Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Om Aim Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Chamundaye Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Om Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Chamundaye Viche, Om Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye, Om Aing Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Klim, Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, Chamundaye Viche, Chamundaye Viche, Om Aing Rim Klim, 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 Chamundaye Viche. So I'd like a couple of volunteers. And there's also some bells outside to be rung as they're being broken. I'm going to sound the congling, there's a couple of conch shells over there too that could be blown. And then bring the move out of the way. And I invite everyone to the next few minutes. Imagine those things that no longer work for you in your lives going into the Jema. 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 Sava Mangala Mangaye Shiva Sada Sadike Sadanye Raya Anjanam Sanavavatu Sanai Om Shanti 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 Loka Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Om. Jai Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Thank you. Namaste. Grotto. Shiva Simon. Anyone? Thank you
So much.
I'm gonna pass around some. Let's do it around this way.
First dibs.
Come on, you folks should be sure.
They won't be the
Like my
judge of
cats.
Maybe this dog does.
I'm always telling them cats.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. How are you? Thank you.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Well, I just would like to add something that Sophia would usually say at the end of every ceremony. She would say, Goddess Mother will forgive all of our mistakes.
Jai Ma. Thank you for remembering and sharing that.
She would say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When does your new book come out?
Well, it's work in progress right now, so probably toward the end of the year.
It's not an easy thing to birth a book into the world.
Yeah, this is number 5 of the series.
Wonderful.
Available on Amazon Kindle. Go into and my books are available on Amazon. Type in Yamajit again. Kali and Divine Mother devotion, very simple.
Isn't it one of the Kali images?
Mhm.
This was in the introduction of your book that you were reading. Those civilization, which image
For Divine Mother images, anyway, there's just numerous
originated in the introduction?
different styles of clay that have been excavated in that area. Some just very anthropomorphic, some with quite
Oh, I've
beautiful.
probably
please,
seen it, but I would
yes,
love to
please.
see it again. So I happened to be talking to Nate the other night about Indus Valley civilization a little bit. It's such a fascinating thing, civilization. And it was very advanced. They had like indoor plumbing and all of these things. And it was roughly contemporaneous to like Egypt and Mesopotamia and that period of history where we were all probably remember being taught in school that it was Mesopotamia and Egypt, and that was sort of the origin of civilization. But there's this very advanced Vedic city that existed, but it was completely swallowed up by the desert. There was a river there that dried up, and it got very just covered in the sands. It was only rediscovered in the 70s.
And if some carbon-14 dating on some fire pits in that area is correct, it may have gone back as far as 8,000 years ago.
What do you mean by Vedic society? Like that they worship these deities rather than Egypt society?
I haven't studied a whole lot about that. Did you know, Yamajit, if they're
Like Greeks, we can't decipher it.
okay? That's it.
But the assumption there was during the British occupation, there was what I would call the myth of the Aryan invasions. Nomadic warriors using the horse coming in from the Eurasian steppes. There's actually, in the end, no real archaeological evidence to support that. It seems to have really been more motivated by racism. The British had this idea that the people here couldn't have come up with this complex philosophy on their own.
Right.
But really what seems to have happened is the ecology changed, possibly climate change, possibly overuse of the soil. They had a very sophisticated irrigation system, and when you harness water, you very often also harness malaria and other diseases. And a thought, or at least an interpretation I agree with, is the civilization just moved on elsewhere because the Shiva lingams are found in that site, for example.
So they could have just moved down into the Indian subcontinent easily.
There are images very similar to Durga with lions also. And so the alphabet that we can't read may be the early form of Sanskrit. We don't know.
Okay.
Roughly 2,300 years ago. So about 300 years before the Common Era was Alexander and the rise of the Hellenistic Empire.
And the era you're speaking of?
Maybe older than the pyramids.
Okay then.
In fact, if those fire pits are indeed 8,000 years old, they may be the first civilization. They may have actually predated,
Mesopotamia.
at least by a few centuries.
So that's the Jane. If you want to look it up, it's either the Harappan Valley civilization or the Indus Valley civilization. Will get you on the right track.
And Mohenjo-Daro is the other large city, Mohenjo-Daro. And actually, the little goddess figurine I have came from there.
Wow.
Where did you score that? Because those have got to be pretty rare.
A very lucky eBay find. And you can even see where when she was excavated, she was not taken out of the ground in one piece. She was broken across the waist, and somebody did a very nice job of restoring her.
Yeah, I'm sure you showed me that, Murti, but I would love to look at that.
Yeah, she's been here. And then I also have one of the bull images, which may have been an early association with Shiva, or at least his Vedic form Rudra, early form of Nandi, who we have seated back there.
So did I overhear the first Shiva lingam was found?
Yeah. Yeah, there are pictures of one completing that same yoni base. First one I saw like that from the Indus Valley. It was a National Museum in Delhi.
Huh.
And I visited there in 2005.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So you've been doing this every night here?
Yeah.
How's that been going?
Oh, very well.
Taking your temple on tour.
Exactly. So
I'm
we've
very
had.
impressed, Yamajit.
Oh,
You did a
thank
great
you.
job.
So we've had anywhere from a couple to 3 people in person, and anywhere from maybe 3 or 4 to 7. Actually, a couple of nights, 7 people online.
Did you always have someone here?
Yeah.
No, Thea said last Yamajit, there were a couple nights she was just by herself. There was one night I was with her and me, but that's great that you had somebody every night. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And-
Sorry, you have to run.
Oh, so good to see you.
Thank
I never gave you.
Have fun. Yeah. Dance session. You dancing, right?
So, do we have anything else on the agenda? Sign on my channel. And actually, I think I'm going to head home pretty soon. Simply, I will have some food with early in the morning. Tomorrow, I'm going to be getting up about 5:30 at the
If you want
doing
to
some
take some,
substitute teaching.
if you want to take some food for Jamie too, please do. I have tons of food in there.
Excellent.
And Suzanne, thank you for joining. I'm just gonna leave the Zoom running, and you stay as long as you like.
And once again, for everyone from Tridevi Chamunda Mandir, namaste, blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me. We'll be resuming our normal programming Tuesday at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock beginning next week.
Jamon, indeed.
I'm doing great.
This is definitely one of the